This is Newswatch at 5:30 with Teresa Kashuba and Michelle Ferreri.
Good evening, well, good morning, and welcome to Newswatch at 5:30. On tonight's show, here comes the bride. We are getting happily caught up in the royal wedding hoopla, and it's not for the judgment of it, it is definitely for the enjoyment of it. But today, we are officially wedding party crashers. It's almost 6 a.m., and we are on location with 100.5 FM, The Cruise. We have Catherine Hanrahan and Mike Melnick. Catherine, Mike, how did everybody get here?
I imagine they took their cars. I'm sure some walked, but really everybody entered online at cruisefm.ca. So many people wanted to join us for the royal wedding broadcast, so we had to narrow it down to these people.
That's fantastic. Are you personally excited as well as professionally interested in this?
I'm dying right now. She's going to step out of the car any minute, and I'm going to explode. So yeah, I'm a little bit excited.
All right. Mike is official royal paparazzi. Mike, what do you think about this day?
Well, you know, look around, a lot of women here, so this is not a guys thing, but there are a few guys here for moral support, and I appreciate that. And our co-op student, Nick Boyd's going to be here today as well.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for letting us crash along. We're going to have a great show. We have Cheryl Ellis. She's a certified milliner and creator of Fascinators. And a fascinator are these hat accessories. Also on the show today, Angela Mark, local fashion designer, who will comment on the best kept royal secret in years, which is, of course, Kate Middleton's dress and who designed it. We have Lois from The Chocolate Rabbit, who will share with us her insight into all things British, including tea, and of course a UK shop on location as well. Aside from that, also coming up on postcards, if you have not traveled to Britain because you were traveling alone, oh look, oh, it's gorgeous. She look beautiful. Okay. If you haven't gone to Britain because you didn't have somebody to travel with, on our postcards edition, we have all kinds of great tips on traveling alone. And this week's person of interest shares details of her senior life that will definitely leave you inspired. The world watches tonight. A full third of the world is watching this wedding, and we'll join in on it and see what else is happening locally here at Johnny A's in downtown Peterborough, right after we see what's lining up for 6.
Thanks, Teresa. It is, of course, the big story of the day, those royal I-dos. We'll have all the highlights, plus Shannon Gutowski will check in on some local celebrations. Bad news for Trent students. You'll be paying more next year, and you'll have fewer options when it comes to classes. 2 people were injured after a 2-vehicle collision east of Peterborough on Highway 7 this morning. And we'll catch up with the federal party leaders who are making that final push on the campaign trail. Canadians head to the polls on Monday. Now here's Jay Scotland with a check on the weather.
Well, Carrie, a much better day today. On the cool side, yes, but on the calm side, that was why it was such a good day. All of that wind, all of that messy weather, the low that brought us at is now east of us. Seeing this nice ridge of high pressure, this is going to slide northeast. Wind will continue to calm down as the high settles in. And thanks to this low sitting west of us, which brought some snow, yes, snow to Calgary today, we'll have a southerly push of wind ahead of that low to help get the temperature cooking nice and high. Tomorrow, 17, 18 degrees is possible as that low approaches and as that high settles in. It will clear up and it will be cool tonight, though. Back up to 18 with the sunshine tomorrow for the kids at the Green Wing Fishing Derby. Chance of showers, though, Sunday.
Newswatch at 5:30 continues. We're waiting to get the answer from Prince William. We're waiting for the words. I will. Yeah, that's a good start. We are just moments into the royal wedding ceremony. We have Cheryl Ellis with us. Cheryl Ellis is a certified milliner. Why don't you explain what a certified milliner is?
I make hats.
She makes hats.
I learned to make hats in the traditional way.
And what is the traditional way?
By hand.
Oh, right.
Blocking.
Okay.
Hand sewing.
Okay.
Wire. Mulling strips. Lacquers.
How long have you been doing this?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Hats, fascinators. I also want to explain to people what a fascinator is. Are you wearing a hat or a fascinator?
Well, this one's hard to define.
Okay.
They can cross over. Fascinators can be more like hats.
Okay.
If they have to have a clip or a barrette or something to hold them in place, I suppose technically that makes them a fascinator.
So something like these?
Mm-hmm. This one has a barrette, and it's a little butterfly theme that went with a dress for someone.
And what is the idea of a fascinator? See, at one time I thought a hat was was more purpose-driven as opposed to decorative. So, you know, to keep the hair in place, that kind of thing, and then became decorative after that. Is that fair?
Well, hats always had ornamentation as part of their goal.
Okay.
But if you had a bad hair day and you put a hat over it, that fixed it.
Now, you're already quite pleased with some of the hats you've seen on the guests tonight.
Oh, Camilla's hat's amazing. The British really know how to make hats. My goal is to go over there within 2 years and study with someone because they know how to do things I haven't learned yet.
So is this becoming a trend here?
Oh, definitely. This is probably going to shoot this trend even higher, but
All
you
right.
see more and more of it all the time.
Well, wow. Look at they're exchanging vows. We're going to get Shannon Gatoski. Shannon Gatoski from Newswatch I6. Come on in, Shannon. We've pried her away from the big screen. Hi, Shannon.
Hello, Shannon.
Cheryl, what are you going to select for Shannon? How would you fit with her?
This is a pillbox hat, Shannon, and it goes on with 2 combs. So you pull the combs out and put them in, but I'll do that for you. It has a birdcage veil on it, and you wear it at a rakish angle.
Look at this. Can every person wear a hat?
I think so. Myself, I think yes, but you do need to determine your face shape and what works best on you.
Okay, let's see. Look at this. That's gorgeous. Here we are. Here we are.
Oh,
That's nice. Okay, very chic. We're going to chat more with Shannon Gatoski. She's already been to 2 wedding parties this morning. It's like, what, 10 after 6 in the morning? Just after? Okay. Cheryl Ellis, thank you so much for bringing this wonderful dash of British glam to our little,
My pleasure.
our little
It's
party.
been fun to be here. Thank you.
Newswatch at 5:30 continues. This is also ahead.
Are you single and looking to travel? Well, stay tuned for this week's edition of Postcards, where we're going to tell you about all the special deals available just for single travelers.
Newswatch at 5:30 continues. We're at Johnny A's with 100 invited guests, winners of the 100.5 FM Cruise Royal Wedding Contest. We have Shannon Gatoski with us, who's the official royal watcher for Newswatch at 6. What's your assignment been so far this morning? It's like 6 a.m.
Well, I was up at 3, but that was my own choice. I was really excited actually to watch all the festivities. And then at 5 o'clock, I went over to a woman's house downtown, and she and her 20 sorority sisters had this party. They were in their pajamas. They had beautiful hats on. They had champagne and orange juice and had a toast to Prince William and Catherine Middleton.
Well, I know.
In Windsor, I guess now.
Yes. So we're going to see much more of your coverage tonight at 6 o'clock.
Absolutely, yeah. You'll get to see everybody all duked out in their hats and drinking champagne and orange.
Are you going to keep that hat for the day?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. We have Angela Mark, who's a fashion designer in Peterborough. Angela, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Pleasure. It was great to be here.
What do you think? First of all, let's look at our own guests. Everybody decked out. We've got a wedding dress, I think, in the audience, and several hats and fascinators.
Yes, it's great to see everybody enjoying the day and celebrating this beautiful event.
We wanted to speak with you on a professional basis because, I mean, the biggest secret was what would Kate's dress look like and who would the designer be. What do you think about what you've seen?
Well, I'm not surprised. I kind of had the sense that she would do something along the strapless idea, but I didn't think that she'd be allowed to in the setting and then the church, but it certainly would have been appropriate for her with her figure and everything. But I think that the beautiful handmade lace over top of the strapless dress was really, really tasteful and very elegant.
How do you describe her style from what you've seen of her?
Just watching her today, you can almost see that future queen presence to her. You can really sense it from her that she's quite regal. She's reminiscent of Jackie Onassis as well. I can see a touch of that to her as well. So, yeah.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the wedding. Alrighty, Newswatch at 5:30 continues at Johnny A's. Right now we're going to check in with postcards. While our eyes are all on Britain, there are a lot of people who are interested in traveling but don't necessarily have a partner to travel with. That's okay. Going solo is easy, and there's great tips to make it easier. Here's Mary LaRock.
Hi, I'm Mary LaRock from Marlin Travel Peterborough, and welcome to this week's edition of Postcards, where we're going to be talking about single travelers and how they can save some money. Now, I get asked a lot of times how single people can actually travel without paying high single supplements. And what we've started here at Marlin Travel is a single travelers group. And I've talked to many of our preferred suppliers that will offer special rates just for single travelers with either no single supplements or a minimal single supplement. Because a lot of the times with the cruise lines especially, you can pay 2.5 times the price of a cabin that is a double occupancy rate. So it can be a significant amount of money for a single traveler. Now let's look at a couple of the suppliers that I'd like to talk about. Scenic Tours, they do river cruises in Europe, and they offer special deals on last-minute cruises to single travelers. So they don't actually give you a high single supplement rate in advance. So within 90 days of cruising, they will offer a few cabins that are at a reduced rate that have a very low single supplement. Now, on some of their other cruises that are longer duration, what they'll do is offer a few cabins that are at a low single supplement or no single supplement. Let's look at another option. Trafalgar Tours does European coach tours, and they have what they call a willing to share. So if you're a single traveler and you want to travel through Europe with Trafalgar Tours, they'll put you on a willing to share basis on any of their coach tours. So if they get a chance to pair you up with the same departure date and the same tour with someone else that's single, then obviously it will be the same gender and the same age group. So that's something with Trafalgar Tours. Now, if they can't find you anybody to pair up on the same tour or departure date, then your room is a single room at a double occupancy rate. So that's a really good value, and it's a good way to avoid that single supplement. If you're a single traveler and you're looking for someone to travel with, check with your travel agent. See if they do have a single traveler group or single traveler options with the tour operators. I'm Mary LaRocque from Marlin Travel Peterborough, and thank you for joining me on this week's edition of Postcards.
Postcards is brought to you by Marlin Travel Peterborough. The place in your mind will get you there. Call Mary LaRocque today.
I'm thankful for every day I have, and I think I enjoy every day. I really do.
Newswatch at 5:30 continues. It's about 10 to 7 a.m. as the royal wedding continues, and the royal wedding watchers all collected here. We have with us Richard LaBelle of the UK Shoppe. What have you thought of this so far this morning, Richard?
I love it. It's fantastic. When I was a kid, I remember watching Charles and Diana's wedding on the living room rug with my mom. I remember sitting up all night with my dad watching the news as it came out about Princess Diana's death. And I'll never forget those days, and I'm certainly never going to forget this one. This is fantastic. I love it.
You're a partner in the contest that the 100.5 FM The Cruise had. You're also the head of the decorating committee. It's one thing to be part of this personally, but also to see that so many other people who aren't necessarily tied to Britain in their own lives are also connected to this event. Why?
You know, honestly, I think it's just a good big shot of good news that everybody needs. In the news lately with all the tsunamis and the things going on in Japan and New Zealand and whatnot, I think people are just kind of rallying around some good news, you know? And everybody loves a wedding, right? Especially a wedding that they're not in.
What got you involved and excited about seeing the wedding this morning?
I don't know. I just entered the contest, and then I had a brainwave that we should get dressed up because I like a party.
Okay. Have you been watching a lot of the lead up to today's event?
I have. Yes, I have. Very much so.
What did you think of the dress? What do you think of everything?
Fabulous. Very elegant. Very, very impressed.
What do you think so far?
Fabulous. Good time. Good time. When's breakfast?
What's your name and what's your impression of the wedding so far?
My name's Debbie, and I thought it was fabulous.
Have you been watching a lot of the lead up to today?
Yes, I have.
What's the interest?
Just history.
Oh, I've just been looking forward to it forever.
Did they look? When you saw Prince William? Are you kidding?
Yes.
Isn't it fantastic?
Oh, fantastic.
Well, we talked about this particular event being a benchmark for some people in their lives, and that takes us as a great introduction into our person of interest. Married for 65 years, she's a mother of 3, a grandmother of 4, and a great-grandmother of 7. Tonight's person of interest, Fern McAdam, has an impressive legacy. Michelle Ferreri sat down with the Sherbrooke Heights resident who shares the many surprises about her life.
So Fern, thank you for letting us into your nice little home here today at Sherbrooke Heights. How old are you, Fern?
96.
96 years old. Recently just celebrated a birthday in the end of March?
Yep, 26.
And you've been living on your own?
I have been on my own for 10 years.
Without your husband?
Yes, my husband passed away. Been 10 years, October.
That must have been a big adjustment.
It was, but it was a big adjustment the year before because our eldest son passed away in 2000. And my husband died 10 months later in 2001.
May I ask how they passed away?
My son died with the terrible word cancer. Never was sick in his life. Was diagnosed at 6 months he was gone.
How old was he?
58.
And your husband?
Well, I guess just a deterioration of nothing's complications of just one thing and another. It's inevitable. I mean, it was a big loss when I lost my husband, but it's a different loss because you don't expect your children to go before you. No, that was very, very hard to accept.
There must be that bittersweet feeling of being 96, being in the great mental state that you are, Fern, and burying those around you. You must have seen a lot of people go at your age. You've seen your husband go. And
it's scary when you think of it because so many of my friends are all gone. And many, there's only 2 cousins left on my side, first cousins.
Now, a big surprise to me, Fern, was that you drive. Do you have your own car?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
I just got my license a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. How do you feel about that? That you're still driving?
I still enjoy it. I really do. Now mind you, I don't go out on 401 or someplace, but to me, it's my independence. I could go out and still go to visit my friends and have tea and afternoon with them and go out and do the little things I like to do, just to get out and about.
So where would you be driving to? Where do you go when you're driving?
I go to Old Mimi, I go to Lindsay, that's about the farthest. Back to Bob Cage and around that route.
Well, where would you be going? What are you doing when you go to these places?
I'll just go for a drive with somebody. Come back. Yes.
Do you pump your own gas?
No, that's one thing I never learned to do. So I don't think I'm going to bother starting now. I'd likely have more on the ground than in the car.
Well, thanks for the joyride, Fern McAdam.
Well, thanks for the company.
It was pretty good. We're all in one piece. Come on out. And your walker is right where you left it. Nobody took it. You are certainly a person of interest, Miss Fern McAdam.
She took it to the English royal court and made it a habit of drinking tea, and it became fashionable. And that's how tea got introduced, and of course the Brits just ran with it.
Ah, there they are, those crazy kids. Newswatch at 5:30 continues as the royal wedding wraps up, but I'm sure the celebrations have just begun. We are at Johnny A's at an invitation-only wedding celebration, and part of the guest list includes Lois McCucker. And Lois, thank you for joining us today. Have you enjoyed the wedding and celebration so far?
Yes, I have. Absolutely.
Now, Lois McEachern is with the Chocolate Rabbit. She is a lover of tea and is about to go through to study for your tea sommelier.
Correct.
Which is a what?
It's basically a person who's trained and knowledgeable on teas. Okay. So you need to know about the history of teas, tea events, pairing of teas with food. According to the British Tea Council, there's really 4 popular teas from India, and one of the teas is Earl Grey. Of course, very popular, Earl Grey. And then there's the Ceylon tea, which is a black tea. Darjeeling tea, which I don't have here right now, but the Darjeeling tea is a very delicate tea. It's nice in the afternoon, and it's considered the champagne of teas. The Darjeeling.
Nice. Okay.
And then the Assam tea is a little more full-bodied, and I have the English breakfast here, which is the blend of the Assam teas.
Love the English breakfast. Tell me about tea sniffing.
Tea sniffing, basically when someone comes into the store and is looking to purchase some tea, what we do is we go through our sniffing tins. I have one of the sniffing tins here, and I put some Earl Grey in a cup for you. And basically all we're going to do is I just shake it up a little bit, and then I just take the aroma and then just smell
my goodness,
the
what a
tea.
beautiful spice and licorice.
Yes, very good.
Oh,
very good. This is a tea out of Paris, France. It's a blend of black teas and Russian black teas and some spices.
And tell me about the connection between the name Catherine and tea.
Okay, well, tea was first introduced to Britain in the early 17th century by the East India Company. Brought tea to Britain, but only the rich could afford the tea.
Okay.
It wasn't until King Charles II married a foreign princess, Catherine of Bergamot. Is it Bergamot? Yeah, I think it was Bergamot. No, Braganza, sorry.
Okay.
It was Catherine of Braganza, and she was from the Portugal royal court. And they drank tea, it was a habit of drinking tea. So when she came to Britain, she brought her tea with her, and she took it to the English royal court and made it a habit of drinking tea, and it became fashionable. And that's how tea got introduced, and of course the Brits just ran with it, opened tea houses.
And I'm sure they're drinking much of it today.
Oh, absolutely.
As we celebrate. Thank you very much for bringing in this selection.
Oh, you're welcome.
And enjoy the rest of this very special Royal Day.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
Lois McEachern from the Chocolate Rabbit. Well, we hope you have enjoyed your day as well. On Monday's show, join us. It is Election Day, but we also have a few other things going on, including learning how to commit some of your favorite memories to canvas, almost turning them into art. And we'll have Michelle Ferreri doing that when she makes a visit with Nick Exton in Lakefield. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. Enjoy your Royal weekend. Coming up next is Newswatch at 6.